The phone call comes at 6:17 p.m. on a Tuesday. Tom Parker is in his office, finishing reports that could wait until tomorrow, but provide convenient escape from the tension that's been building at home for months. Linda has been distant lately, tired, complaining about headaches that Advil can't touch. Mr. Parker, this is Dr. Reynolds from the Breast Imaging Center. Your wife asked me to call you directly. The world tilts. Tom grips his desk, knowing that good news doesn't require direct calls to husbands at closing time. We found something on Linda's mammogram. We need to do additional testing, but I wanted you both to know that we're scheduling surgery for next week. Cancer. The word hangs in the air like smoke from a fire that's already consuming everything Tom thought he knew about his life. You've been here, haven't you? That moment when a single phone call rewrites your entire future. When the life you've been building reveals itself to be made of tissue paper and good intentions. When the storm hits and you discover what you're actually made of. That night, Tom and Linda sit at their kitchen table surrounded by the debris of half-eaten dinner and medical pamphlets with cheerful titles like Your Breast Cancer Journey and Staying Positive During Treatment. Linda hasn't cried yet. She's gone into what Tom recognizes as her crisis management mode, making lists, asking practical questions, researching survival statistics online until 3 a.m. Tom wants to comfort her, but he doesn't know how to comfort someone who won't acknowledge they need comforting. I've already called my office, Linda says, her voice artificially bright. I can work from home during chemo. Dr. Reynolds says the side effects are manageable if you're proactive about nutrition and exercise. Tom nods, but something cold is settling in his chest. Not fear exactly, but a recognition that this disease is about to reveal everything they've been avoiding about their marriage. For 15 years, Tom and Linda have been good at managing life. They've navigated career changes, family conflicts, financial pressures with the kind of competent partnership that looks like intimacy from the outside. But cancer doesn't care about competence. Cancer requires vulnerability that Tom has never learned to offer and Linda has never learned to accept. It demands the kind of raw honesty that their polite, efficient marriage has been carefully constructed to avoid. The surgery is successful. Dr. Reynolds removes the tumor with clean margins, and the pathology report is cautiously optimistic. But Linda's recovery is harder than either of them anticipated. Not the physical healing. That proceeds according to schedule. But the emotional aftermath opens fissures in their relationship that Tom never knew existed. Linda becomes obsessed with control. She researches every aspect of her treatment plan, questions every medication, demands detailed explanations for every decision. She schedules follow-up appointments with the precision of a military campaign. Tom tries to help, but his every offer is met with polite deflection. I've got it handled, Linda says when he offers to drive her to chemo. I prefer to maintain my routine. He feels useless, shut out, like a supporting actor in his own wife's medical drama. 3 months into treatment, something breaks. Not Linda's carefully maintained composure. That remains intact. But something in Tom snaps during a conversation about whether to tell their daughter Emma away at college, about the cancer recurrence scare that turned out to be nothing. "Why didn't you tell me you were scared?" Tom asks, after Linda casually mentions having called the oncologist's emergency line at midnight. "I handled it," Linda replies, not looking up from her laptop. "That's not what I asked." For the first time since diagnosis, Linda's mask slips. Her hands shake slightly as she closes the laptop. Because being scared doesn't help anything. Someone has to keep it together. "What if I want to be scared with you?" The question hangs between them like a bridge neither knows how to cross. In the Gospel of Mark, there's a story that has always troubled me. Jesus is sleeping in the stern of a boat while his disciples panic in a storm that threatens to drown them all. When they wake him, he calms the wind and waves with a word. But then he asks them a question that seems almost cruel. "Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith?" For years I read this as Jesus criticizing their lack of trust. But lately I wonder if he was asking something different. Maybe he wasn't questioning their faith in his power to save them. Maybe he was questioning their faith in his willingness to be present with them in the storm. Maybe they thought they had to manage the crisis alone, instead of waking the one who had chosen to be in the boat with them. The conversation that changes everything happens 6 months later, during Linda's final chemotherapy session. She's sitting in the infusion chair, watching poison drip into her veins with the detached professionalism she's maintained throughout treatment. Tom is reading a magazine and they're both pretending this is routine, manageable, under control. Then Linda starts crying. Not the elegant tears of appropriate sadness, but the ugly, gasping sobs of someone who has finally run out of strength to maintain appearances. "I don't want to die," she whispers. "I'm terrified I'm going to die and leave you alone, and Emma will blame herself for not being here, and I can't stand being this weak and dependent, and I hate that I need help, and I hate that you see me like this." Tom drops his magazine and takes her hand for the first time in months. Really takes it. Not the polite squeeze of medical support, but the desperate grip of someone drowning. "I'm terrified too," he says. "I've been terrified every day since Dr. Reynolds called. But I've also been terrified of telling you that because you seem to have everything handled." "I don't have anything handled," Linda admits. "I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to be sick. I don't know how to let you help me." "I don't know how to help you either," Tom replies. "But maybe we can figure it out together." The storm doesn't end that day. Linda still has 3 more months of treatment. Tom still struggles with feeling useless in the face of suffering he can't fix. But something fundamental shifts in how they weather it. They stop trying to protect each other from their fear and start sharing it. Linda lets Tom drive her to appointments, not because she needs him to, but because she wants him there. Tom stops offering solutions and starts offering presents. They learn that intimacy isn't just physical or emotional, it's also spiritual. The willingness to be weak together instead of strong apart. 2 years later, Linda is cancer-free and their marriage is stronger than it's ever been. Not because the crisis was good, cancer steals things that can never be recovered, but because they learned to face the storm together instead of separately. Cancer didn't save our marriage, Linda reflects during her final oncology appointment, but it revealed that we'd been managing a partnership instead of living a marriage. The storm forced us to choose, grow closer or grow apart. We chose closer. Tom nods, thinking about all the conversations they avoided before cancer and all the ones they can't avoid now. I used to think strength meant protecting Linda from my worries. Now I know strength means sharing them. The storm didn't create our problems, it just showed us what was already there, and it showed us what we were capable of when we stopped pretending to have it all together. Tonight, maybe you're in your own storm. Maybe crisis has revealed cracks in relationships you thought were solid. Maybe you're discovering that the life you've built can't withstand the winds that are currently blowing. The storm itself isn't the enemy. Storms are neutral forces that reveal what's already there. They show us whether our foundations are built on rock or sand, whether our connections can bend without breaking, whether our love is strong enough to survive being tested. They show us who we really are when the masks fall off. Maybe you've been trying to weather this alone, managing the crisis with the same competence you use to manage everything else. Maybe you've been protecting others from your fear instead of sharing it. Maybe you've been sleeping in the stern while the storm rages, afraid to wake the one who chose to be in the boat with you. The disciples discovered that night that faith isn't the absence of fear. Faith is the willingness to wake Jesus when the storm gets too big to handle alone. Faith is trusting that His presence in the storm is more powerful than His prevention of it. The storm will pass. It always does. But what you build together in the middle of it, that lasts forever. The question isn't whether you'll survive the storm. The question is who you'll become because of it.